Okay, UH League of Champions, Commissioner Murdoch here, weekly update time. I stepped away from the computer, walked out of the office. It's a nice rainy day here in Northeast Ohio. It's just me and the dogs. My youngest little princess upstairs doing her math homework. So I thought to myself, why don't I speak to my people, to my league? Why don't I make a video by myself in my living room? Because that's normal behavior for a 45-year-old man to video himself on his couch and talk about fantasy football to a group of his colleagues. Why not? So let's get right into it. Let's talk about the first matchup that was really interesting to me, which is my friends Jack and Jen. Jen, I know you got a lot going on at work. We all do. It's tough to keep up with fantasy football during these trying times. I take a look at your team. You've had a tough run. We're at 0-3 right now. But I don't know if it necessarily has to be this way for you. And as your commissioner, it's probably not appropriate for me to suggest that you make any changes to your lineup. I'm not going to go through a line-by-line analysis of anybody's team this week. But Danny's not throwing dimes. You got the fourth best fantasy football quarterback sitting on your bench, and I just don't know what you're doing over there with this dumpster fire of a start to the season. That's all I'm going to say. Jack, my guy, off to a 2-1 start. Not a great week, not a terrible week. Didn't leave anything on the bench. I really don't have much to comment on this week about that squad. I like this Tutu Atwell pickup. I haven't paid much attention to what this kid's doing, but it seems like it's working out for you. So congratulations. Next squad. Rancourt. Look at me, Rancourt. I'm not worried yet. Okay, I'm worried. We're 0-3 for the first time, maybe in this league, Rancourt. I've never seen you start this way. I know you're good on the wire. I'm not going to freak out. You have some great players on the squad. I don't know what the hell's going on over there, but you need to figure it out. 0-3 for Rancourt. It's not a bad week, 116. MDS has a dang good squad this year. So let's talk about Mike. 3-0 in the West. Has the highest scoring player this week with Keenan Allen. You got T. Lawrence. Henry's not doing anything, but that's not going to last forever. Sutton on the bench. I worry about those folks in Denver. Not a lot to talk about here other than way to go, MDS. And we'll worry here next week, Rancourt. If you can't pull out a win this week, you go 0-4. We talked about this. I'm worried about you if we get halfway through the season, you have a losing record. But again, multiple UH League of Champions champion. So I can't talk too terrible about you. Jesse and my guy Jonas with the Dak Street Boys. Jesse, you got a great team. That's all I have to say about that. Didn't leave too much on the bench. Daubs had 18 points from your bench. Great squad. Looks great. Jonas, you know how I feel about this team. You cursed yourself, man. That name, that team name. Don't change it now. That team name, though. My Backstreet Boys. Single-digit trash. Up and down your roster. 100 points average. That's what you're going to do all year. I know you're at a soccer game during the draft, probably distracted. Your best player is your kicker this week. Deshaun Watson picked it up a little bit. I'm worried about you, bud. I love that Bijan Robinson kid. Didn't do too much this week. Calvin Ridley's great. We don't need to do an analysis of teams right now. Let's look at El Chapa and Merriam. Lacey and Merriam. Lacey's still riding that Minnesota Cousins, Jefferson, Hawkinson train. They can't win a game, but you're scoring a lot of fantasy points with those players. So good for you. Keep up the great work. I see you running deep into the playoffs with that squad. Merriam, not a bad week. Mahomes, McCaffrey, you're going to do well with them. Nico had some carries or some catches taken away from this Tank Dell, I think is his name. That fella had a big week. Nico didn't. It's probably going to flip-flop depending upon the game plan. Isaiah Pacheco scores for you this week. I like your squad. I think you're going to do well. Who's next? Let's talk about Honcho and Michael. So Finnerty and Cody. Michael, of course, really hit the lottery with this Tua and Tyreek situation. I know I expressed my feelings about Tua's health. He's obviously an MVP candidate right now. I don't know if he's going to make it, man. Like, I don't know much about concussions or the lasting effects or how easy it is to catch a concussion, to get a concussion after you've had so many. But you got Purdy on the bench. He could easily step in. I don't know, though. If he goes down, what's Tyreek going to do? But hey, let's not worry about it now. You got a great squad, man. Kittle is doing Kittle things. Olave, we don't need to do an analysis every freaking week. Neil, you didn't leave anything on the bench. Great week for Michael. Came down to, I think, your kicker scoring more points than Rashad White from the Buccaneers to win that game. That's unfortunate, but I wouldn't worry about either one of these squads. And finally, me and Fast Eddie. High scoring week went to me. I'm not going to pretend like I didn't know that. I expect this out of my team week after week. I think I have a strong squad. Don't need to talk about it. But Fast Eddie, buddy, man, what's going on over there, dude? Can't keep a guy healthy. Mike Williams is out for the year. You're losing everybody over there. I'm worried about you. I'm worried about your psychological health. I'm worried about your team's health. Oh, man. I don't even know what to tell you. It's not looking good, man. I don't know if you can come back from this. If you can, bravo, my friend. But doesn't look fantastic. And I think that's a weekly update. I'm tired. Go Live's coming up. For those of you that I'm going to see Saturday, I can't wait to see you. For everyone else, I hope to see you soon. Let's have a great Go Live. Let's have a great fantasy football season. I'm so happy that we get to do this and that we continue to do this and that doing this again this year as your commissioner. It's a great escape for me to watch these games and to play this stupid fantasy football game and to make these stupid videos. I hope I continue to have the opportunity to make these when I have some free time, and I hope to make them more entertaining in the future. So goodbye, everyone. Have a great night, and hopefully I talk to you or see you soon. Oh, I have a button now. Upgrade to the podcast studio. I don't have to lean in and touch the phone. I found this little piece of plastic that lets me shut the little video off when I want to.